in question number 1 an equilibrium is given where PCl3 combines with Cl2 to form PCl5. There is an equilibrium. The temperature is given to be 250 degrees Celsius. At 250 degrees Celsius, the equilibrium constant Kc for this equilibrium is 26. So the value of the equilibrium constant Kc is given at 250 degrees Celsius. What we need to find is we need to find the value of Kp. So what is Kc and what is Kp? So Kc and Kp are called equilibrium constants. So what is equilibrium constant? Kc equals to concentration of the products by concentration of the reactants. So if we multiply the concentrations of the products, then divide the multiplication of the concentration of the products by the multiplication of the concentration of the reactants. So the powers of the concentrations of the concentrations of the products and reactants are the respective stoichiometric coefficients. Okay, so this is called Kc when we take the concentrations of the products and the reactants. But if the products and reactants are gases, then we can't consider their concentrations. For products and reactants being gases, we have to consider their partial pressures. When we consider the partial pressures instead of concentrations, we get Kp. So what is Kp? When considering Kp, we have considered the partial pressures of the products and the reactants, which are gases. So P1 is the partial pressure of the product 1, P2 is the partial pressure of the product 2, P of R1 is the partial pressure of the reactant 1, P of R2 is the partial pressure of the reactant 2. Okay, so these alpha, beta, x, y are the respective stoichiometric coefficients of the products and the reactants as per the balanced chemical equation. And all these partial pressures and concentrations will be taken at the point of equilibrium. Okay, so those things are already there in the NCERT textbook. So what is the relationship between Kp and Kc? Kp equals to Kc into RT to the power delta n. Kp equals to Kc into RT to the power delta n. So what is T? T is the temperature, R is the universal gas constant, and delta n is the difference in the number of moles of products and the reactants, which are gases. That means delta n equals to number of moles of products minus number of moles of reactants in gas phase. And these number of moles of the products and the number of moles of the reactants will be found out using the balanced chemical equation. The number of moles of products and reactants will be told by the respective stoichiometric coefficients. Okay, so for this section, what is delta n? Therefore, number of moles of product, that is PCl5 minus reactants NPCl3 plus NCl2. So while trying to tell the values of n here, we will consider the balanced chemical equation. So these are nothing but the stoichiometric coefficients. So what is the stoichiometric coefficient of PCl5? It is 1 minus PCl3 has the stoichiometric coefficient of 1 and Cl2 also has the stoichiometric coefficient of 1. So 1 minus 2, we have minus 1. So this is the value of delta n. So we will, for finding delta n, we will only consider those that are in the gas phase. Solid state of থকা বা liquid state of থকাবোৰ consider কৰা নহয় যেতিয়া আমি delta n ৰ ভ্যালুটো উলিয়াব যাওঁ. So that means, so since delta n equals to minus 1, we have Kp equals to Kc by RT and Kp equals to Kc is 26, R is 0.0821. So why did we choose 0.0821? Because this value of R contains the pressure term. This value of R contains the pressure term, liter atm per mole per Kelvin, and we are trying to find with respect to pressure. That is why we have used this value of R. And T is 523. So the value of Kp that we get is 0.61. So in this way we can find out Kp from Kc and Kc from Kp. In the second question, this equilibrium is given. 2N2G plus O2G gives 2NOG. G means gas phase. So the temperature is 800 degrees Celsius. The value of Kc is 0.1. What is the value of Kp? So we will find the value of delta N first. Delta N is N number of moles of NO minus number of moles of N2 plus number of moles of O2, which comes out to be 0. The Kp is Kp equals to Kc into RT to the power delta N. So delta N is 0. That means Kp is equal to Kc. So that means Kp and Kc both will have value of 0.1. Okay. So when delta N is 0, Kp and Kc have the same magnitude. In the third question, this is the given equilibrium. PCl5 gives PCl3 and Cl2. The system is taken in a vessel of volume 10 liter. System to ami 10 liter vessel ta loisu mane reaction to 10 liter vessel of hoy ase. You are asked to find the value of Kc. Kc value to khudibo. Kc value to khudise ki dia ase at equilibrium the number of moles of PCl5 is 0.1 mole. The number of moles of Cl2 is 0.2 mole. So the number of moles of PCl5 and Cl2 are given. The volume of the vessel is given 10 liter. What we need to find out is we need to find out the value of Kc. So as per the stoichiometry of the equation, as per the stoichiometry of the reaction, 1 mole of PCl5 will give 1 mole of PCl3 and 1 mole of Cl2. That means the amounts of PCl3 and Cl2 will be same as per the stoichiometry. X mole of PCl5, if breaks, it will give Y mole of PCl3 and Y mole of Cl2. That means since the stoichiometric coefficients are same, okay, that means if I have 0.2 mole of Cl2, I will have same 0.2 mole of PCl3. Okay, 0.2 mole PCl3 and 0.2 mole Cl2, because they are the same stoichiometric coefficient. These will be formed in the same amount. K amount of form okay, यहाँ पर stoichiometric coefficient भी like okay. Some basic principles of chemistry. You can check it in that chapter. Okay. Now, so we have taken them in a vessel of volume 10 liter, and if I want to find out the molarity, I will do number of moles by volume. So the molarity or concentration will be 0.1 by 10 molar or 0.01. The concentration here will be 0.02, and here the concentration will also be 0.02. Since the volume is 10, we have divided it by 10 to find the concentration. So after finding the concentration, now we can calculate the value of Kc. Kc equals to concentration of Cl2, concentration of PCl3 by concentration of PCl5. So the concentration of Cl2 is 0.02, and the concentration of PCl3 is also 0.02. The concentration of PCl5 is 0.01, and it will come out as 4 into 0.04. So it will come out to be 0.04. So this is the value of Kc. So what we did is we first calculated the number of moles of PCl3, then we calculated the concentrations, and from the concentrations we calculated the value of Kc. In Question number 4. This equilibrium is given. N2O4 gas gives 2NO2 gas. The temperature at which Kp is equal to Kc, we need to find that. Okay. So for this equilibrium, at what temperature Kp and Kc will be equal? Onto temperature Kp or Kc equal. So for that, what we need to do is we need to find the delta N value first. So delta N equals to number of moles of products in gaseous phase minus number of moles of reactant in gaseous phase. So 2 minus 1, 2 moles, here 1 mole, 2 minus 1 equals to 1, delta N is 1. Then we have Kp equals to Kc into RT to the power delta N. Now for Kp is equal to Kc. So when will Kp be equal to Kc? Kp और Kc कितना equal हो? जैसे RT to the power delta N value to 1 हो. So we put RT to the power delta N equals to 1. Delta N is also 1. So from that R is 0.08 to 1 into T equals to 1. And from that we get T equals to 1 by 0.08 to 1. In question number 5, a graph between log K versus 1 by T is given. So K is the equilibrium constant. K is the equilibrium constant and log of the equilibrium constant base is 10 is given. So what we are asked to find out is, we are asked to find out the enthalpy change. Delta H is what? So we are asked to find the enthalpy change for the reaction delta H. And the second thing that we need to tell is whether this reaction is exothermic or endothermic. Okay, so two things. First thing, what is the value of delta H? Second thing, whether this reaction is exothermic or endothermic. Now, when we consider the equilibrium constant and enthalpy change, there is a relationship between equilibrium constant and enthalpy change. So K equals to A e to the power minus delta H by RT. So if I take ln on both sides, log base, ln means log where the base is E, exponential term. So ln K equals to ln A minus delta H by RT. If I divide both sides by 2.303, it becomes log base 10. So log base 10K equals to log A minus del H by 2.303 RT. So that means if I carefully look at this equation, it is of the type y equals to minus mx plus c. So this minus mx is this term and c is log A. So log A is c and this minus mx is del H by 2.303 RT. And what is x? This x is 1 by t. So 1 by t is acting as x and c is the intercept, which is log A. Now, so the slope is positive. That means if the slope is positive, this term has to be, so if the slope is positive, the equation will be of the type y equals to mx plus c. But here I have minus del H by 2.303 RT. To make this term positive, the del H value should be negative. That means for getting a graph of log K versus 1 by T like this, the reaction has to be exothermic. If it is exothermic, then delta H will be negative, and if delta H is negative, then this term will be positive. Okay, so this reaction is exothermic. And the slope of the reaction is delta H by 2.303 R is equals to, the slope is 1045 degree or it is 1, and from this we get delta is equals to 2.303 R. So this is in this way we can calculate the enthalpy change for a reaction from the equilibrium constant from the log K versus 1 by T graph. So this equation is called Van 't Hoff equation. So this equation is called Van 't Hoff equation that relates equilibrium constant with enthalpy change. It is similar to the Arrhenius equation. In the next question, the dissociation constant for acetic acid is given. The dissociation constant for HCN, hydrocyanic acid, is given. What we need to find is, we need to find the equilibrium constant for this reaction. So what is dissociation constant? dissociation constant is the equilibrium constant for the dissociation of an acid. Okay, so dissociation constant is the equilibrium constant for the dissociation of an acid. Now, for this reaction, the Kc is given by concentration of HCN, concentration of CH3CO negative by concentration of Cn negative and concentration of CH3COOH. So I can write it in one more way. It can also be written as concentration of CH3COO negative, concentration of H positive by concentration of CH3COOH. That is the dissociation constant for acetic acid into concentration of HCN by concentration of H positive, concentration of Cn negative. So we have rewritten this equation like this. So we have brought a H positive concentration, so that this got cancelled, and these and these both are basically same. So this term tells me about the dissociation constant of acetic acid, and this term tells me about the reciprocal of the dissociation constant of HCN. So what is the dissociation constant of acetic acid? So that means I can write this as Kc equals to Ka1 into 1 by Ka2. So dissociation constant is the equilibrium constant for dissociation. Please remember. So Ka1 is given as 1.5 into 10 to the power minus 5, and Ka2 is given as 4.5 into 10 to the power minus 10. So this is obtained as 1 by 3 into 10 to the power 5, and we get this as approximately 3 into 10 to the power 4. So in this way we can calculate the equilibrium constant for the reaction that was given in the question. We have considered the individual dissociation constant of the acids. We rewrote the equilibrium constant of the reaction that you are asked to find out, and then we use the Ka1 and Ka2 values to find the equilibrium constant for the resultant reaction.